Alrighty, so as I was about to turn in for the night, in fact, you kind of can see it in my bed here in the hotel that I'm ready to turn in for the night. I forgot to mention this in the review, and I cannot believe I forgot to mention this in the review in the game between New England versus Toronto. And that, of course, is that Caleb Porter has finally been fired from the New England Revolution. And this is something that, to say that this has been a long time coming is an understatement. The fact that he lasted this long into his tenure is kind of surprising. And also, what's even more surprising is the fact that the timing of this is just kind of a weird timing. We're near the end of the season with the way that, New England pretty much have no shot in terms of making the playoffs. Why wait until now and then you decided to basically look for a new head coach? Why not do this maybe early in the season or even in the middle of the season when things were clearly not going well? When this team was on a losing run, that was really the time to do so. That was the time to maybe finally fired him and basically get in the new interim head coach, look to have a new interim head coach boost, maybe even look for a new head coach in the process and basically maybe have a good run for the second half of the season. But to wait until now to do it when there's nothing really left in the season. Again, I think New England fans are probably happy that this finally happened. They'll probably celebrate this like it's their MLS Cup win. This should have happened a long time ago. This probably should have happened last year as well. Remember last year I talked about how of all the head coach that have been fired this season, I've always mentioned that Caleb Porter is like one of the top lists in terms of head coach that is going to be fired from his post. And the fact that he survived that whole year, despite the fact that I thought at times he was dead in the water when it comes to his job. Heck, I thought last June they were going to fire him because they had a meeting with the ownership group, and I thought that was pretty much it. Usually when a head coach have a meeting with the ownership group or even with the general manager, that usually is a telling sign that he's probably going to be fired after the meeting is over. But if you recall that during that time, I believe Caleb Porter actually didn't attend that meeting, and that's kind of the reason why he kind of escaped from not being fired last season as well. But as I said, he is officially gone. I'm pretty sure Revs fans are relieved that that is the case, but I can also understand, like I said, why did it take so long for this to happen? Why did this not happen in the middle of the season during this losing run where they can get a new interim head coach in and maybe ride the ship a little bit? And now with the way that they're heading into next season, heading into next year, it's going to be interesting to see whether do you do maybe a rebuild with this new head coach. I don't think that's going to be the case. When you look at the roster that is input, it's pretty much set up to maybe have a chance to compete back in the Eastern Conference playoff race. When you look at the roster, it's not a bad roster whatsoever. Yes, there's a lot of new pieces in this roster, but it's not a bad roster by any means of necessary. If you can get the right head coach in there, maybe they of course would get things going once again and get themselves back in the positive direction. I've heard a lot of New England fans have been saying that they maybe want to get Bruce Arena back to this team. There is a possibility that is the case, though I don't think the San Jose Earthquakes are going to fire Bruce Arena after one season. Even if the Quakes flame out late in the season and miss out on the playoffs, I think the Quakes are going to give him another shot heading into next season as well. I've actually have heard talks of the fact that Jim Curtin might be interested in the New England job. That could be a great hire for New England, considering Jim Curtin has done so many good things with the Philadelphia Union. And if you give him a competent squad and you give him a squad that he can work with and build with and eventually turn them into winners, then he's definitely going to accept the job. And again, like I said, this New England team, when you look on paper, it's not really a bad team whatsoever. And even with some of the resort that they've been having, yes, they have lost a lot of games and haven't been in a good run of form. And I know Revs fan will say I'm kind of turning into like a Caleb Porter with the way that that mentioning in terms of them playing relatively well despite the result is not showing. I mean, it is kind of the case when you look at the games that they played. They have played pretty well. It's just that they're not finishing their chances, and also they've been really underperforming their XG as well. Now, would a new head coach might fix that issue? Maybe, but still, I think they haven't been playing that as bad as what their record represent. But again, going back to the Caleb Porter firing, this is something that should have been done a long time ago. And again, it's good the fact that the front office realized that it is the case. But again, on one hand, Revs fan will be happy, but on the other, they'll be very frustrated the fact that this should have been happening a long time ago, so that now we're pretty much heading into the latter part of the season, not only with nothing to play for, but all are clearly thinking about next season and hope that maybe there's going to be a decent head coach that can save this team and get themselves back to competitive edge. Again, if the Jim Curtin rumor is true, then I think that could be a good hiring for this New England team. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this news? I mean, if you're a Revs fan, you're probably over the moon because of this news. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to give a like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.